Okay, folks, let us get underway. Oh, firstly, you are all very, very welcome. I can see around the room now, many of you have been here before, so you probably know how all this works, but just in case there's a few newcomers, I'll give you a quick rundown. Um, this, as we know, is new technology. It requires a bit of patience, but if we all bind together and stick with it, we'll have a wonderful time, I promise. As you can probably all notice, everybody's muted. And this is to save us from a sort of chaotic situation of people jumping in and out with their own volume. You will be unmuted when it is your turn to sing, but given this platform and the way it works, it'll have to be in a one singer, one song format. Unless, of course, you have someone else in your room or window that you like to sing with. That is much welcome. As for how we select singers, I'll move around the room, try to get a good cross section of everybody here, and I'll try to give everybody a heads up in the form of a private message. So please keep an eye on the chat bar down there for a little nudge. If for some reason you don't see the message from me, please don't be surprised. It's just the way it is. We're not in a pub. I can't give you a nudge or a wink from across the bar, unfortunately. At the moment, we have 35 people on the call, but believe it or not, we had 75 registrants for this week's session. So I have to admit, it's unlikely we'll even get to half the people who are likely to turn up. So if we don't get to you, it's nothing personal. It's just time constraints, and it's how these things work. However, we do like to reward loyalty. So if you were here last month and you didn't get to sing, please just hit the raise your hand button, the function in the participants bar there. If you're not one of these people you still like to sing, please only use that function if you were here last month and you didn't get to sing. Otherwise, we'll do our best to get to as many people as we can. And next month, if we didn't get to you, we'll prioritize you then. I hope that's okay. This evening we have a special guest in the form of Nell Ní Chróinín. We are delighted to have her. She can't hear any of you, but maybe you'll all give her an encouraging wave to just welcome her to the session. Oh, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? We are very happy to have Nell with us this evening. And as far as we can see on the metrics, she's been the most popular trending guest even before the session even happened. So we're expecting big things now. No pressure. Otherwise, please use this chat bar down here. Like I say, you're all muted, but that doesn't mean we don't want to hear from you. Please say hi, give words of encouragement. If you want to discuss the origins of a song or have a few jokes as you would in a pub, that is most welcome. Also, but anyway, to kick us off, I have selected three singers. The first, we're going to go over to London to our friends, the Musical Traditions Club, Ken Hall and Peter Webb. Will be followed then by Iona Ritchie, and third off we'll have Joseph O'Cruher. So I'm just going to unmute Ken and Peter. I have to ask to unmute you, and you guys have to accept it. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah. We have you. Ken and Peter, how are you doing?
Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Lovely evening here in Crouch End. I don't know what it's like over in Dublin.
It's okay. It's okay. Would you have a song by any chance?
We do.
I should have thought so, yeah.
A song from Maggie Murphy from County Fermanagh.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't know that. A fair maid in her garden was walking. A brisk young sailor came riding by. He stepped up to her on purpose to view her, and said, "Fair maid, would you fancy I? Oh, fancy you, a man of honour, a man of honour you seem to be. But what am I but a servant lassie, and a servant lassie I mean to be. It's 7 years since I loved a sailor. He's sailing on the deep blue sea. And 7 more I will wait upon him, for if he's alive, he'll return to me. Perhaps he is married, perhaps he is drowned, perhaps he's on some foreign shore. Well, if he be married, I wish him plenty. If he be drowned, then I wish him rest. You see those castles, those high, high castles, and see them towering to the sun. Won't you forsake your poor single sailor to come along with me and dine.
Oh yes, I see those high, high castles,
and see them towering to the sun. But I'll never forsake my poor single sailor to come along with you and dine. He put his hand into his pocket, his fingers they were long and small, and he took from his pocket the ring that was broken, and when she saw it, she down did fall. He took her up into his arms and gave her kisses, sweet kisses 3, saying, I am your young and single sailor, come back again for to marry thee. And now this couple, they have got married, and they've got children 1, 2, 3. And instead of being a poor servant lassie, she has become a rich captain's bride. Not in the northeast of England, there's a broken talking song.
Beautiful stuff, Ken and Peter. As good a start as we ever could have asked for. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Okay, Ken and Peter, I'll ask you to mute yourselves there while I move over to the next. Iona Ritchie, a young woman. It was only been known to me through these Zoom sessions, but a fine, fine singer. I'm going to unmute her now. Iona, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, I'm very well. You must have a song in you now.
I do.
Scuila mache.
When the battle was over on Griffin's Town Hill, a shout of great victory was heard loud and shrill. The rebels were out and the soldiers pursued as far as the green fields and the woods of Coo. By sycamore tree on a wood-covered hill, a young hero lay dying and bleeding there still. The pale moon 'twas shining brightly down from the sky, and it cast its pale rays where our young hero did lie. 'Twas gently he lifted his blood-covered head, and to his brave comrades he mournfully said, my life is fast ending, just a few moments more, until all earthly troubles for me will be o'er. Take this note to my father, who lies sick in his bed, and tell him the son of his bosom is dead. Tell to Kathleen O'Donovan, my affectionate wife, that I love her in death as I have loved her in life. Tell to in my country that patriotic isle. 'Tis for her I've lived, and 'tis for her I'll die. I hope she'll have brave men who will die for her still. Like the rebel who was shot out on Griffin's Town Hill. Thank you.
Gorgeous stuff, Iona. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move over to, as I mentioned before, the exotic county of Clare, I believe, to Shoseph O'Croher. Shoseph, I'm going to ask to unmute you and you have to accept it. We have you. Shoseph, ce bhfuil tú?
Come on, how's the fan?
Fibre be. Well, Aaron, that's it.
No, when I'm at three, as Legan Berla, the Queen or on Winch, Jenme Atish, either. It's attributed to Nell Ní Chróinín, who was born on Weenish Island in the 19th century and lived on Lettercolla after she married Tamín Bán O'Connell. Her dying wish was that her remains be ferried across to Weenish for burial, but when she died, there was a fierce storm for 3 days and 3 nights, and she was buried in Lettercolla. Jenme an Céadran Arish Asquelin Augustin Melgraig a question Ashtaquan Shinbeder. Damoin 3 legi wariki, nuer slate wado here, Connie knock yo neculum, och an etchin glasses 3. An snack the shade the host the yas, san riga udo team, Damoin a coro, the most hameen one. Near a white lumini. If I were 3 leagues out to sea, or on the mountains high, with no living thing for company, but the lonely curlew's cry. With the blinding snow around me blowing, and the north wind driving strong, if I were talking to my Tamín Bán, the night would not be long. Oh God, what will I do at all? This winter's turning cold, and I won't hear my children call when the bell for me is tolled. It breaks my heart from them to part before the springtime of the year, with the green leaves growing on every tree and the cuckoo loud and clear. Go make for me a coffin fine from the boards of oak so grand, to Moinish send for Shanna Hine. Let the work be by his hand. Then tie a ribbon in my hair, place my cap upon my head, and let 3 young girls from the hill be there to mourn me, lying dead. And when I die, if my family are there to close my eyes, 'tis they will wake me decently for 3 long days and nights, with the white clay pipes going round the room, and the whiskey flowing free, and Paddy Moore will ferry me home if his Pucon can put to sea. And as you put into Glanavui, let the flags fly in the air. Don't let me in Lettercolla lie. There's none of my people there, but bear my bones to Moinish, where they'll keen me loud and clear, and the lights will shine along the shore, and I won't be lonesome there. Sinead.
Oh, knock furfa é sin. Gur míle magad. Joseph. Okay. I was so mesmerized that time around that I actually had written a message to my good friend Michael Steen to sing the next song, but I didn't hit send. But Michael is a pro at this stage, so I'm going to unmute him, and I hope he'll be ready to sing a song, but I think he will. How are you, Michael?
Gosh, Dara, it's so lovely to see you with that magnificent microphone there. You just look so great. Yeah.
I try very hard, you know?
Yeah. And thank you very much for hosting and for asking me to sing. suppose it's time for me to sing.
Please.
Okay. I've only just woken up, so we'll see how the voice sounds.
You'd sound wonderful with the flu, Michael. Don't be silly.
Okay. I am a rambling Irishman. In Ulster I was born in, and many's a happy hour I spent on the banks of sweet Loch Erin. But to live poor I could not endure, so like others of my station, to America I sailed away, and left this Irish nation. Right and Tindana, right and Tindanur and Andy. The night before I went away, I spent it with my darling from 3:00 in the afternoon till the break of day next morning. But when we were going to part, we linked in each other's arms, and you may be sure, I am very sure, it wounded both our charms. Right and Tindana, right and Tindanur in Andy. 'Twas on a Sunday morning, as Phoebus was a-dawning. 'Twas on that day we sailed away, on the brig they called Eliza, when 4 or 5 of our best men by fever were compounded, and 7 more jumped overboard, were willfully drowned. Right and Tindana, right and Tindanur in Andy. When we arrived on the other side, we were both stout and healthy. We cast our anchor in the bay, going down to Philadelphia. So let every lad link with his lass, blue jackets and white trousers, and let every lass link with her lad, blue petticoats and white flounces. Right and Tindana, right and Tindanur in Andy. For we're the boys that can't be beat, and yet no danger fearing. 'Twas on that day we took our leave of captain, mate, and sailor. We gave 3 cheers for old Ireland, it being our former quarters. Like a flock of sheep we strayed away, shook hands and we parted. Right and Tindana, right and Tindanur in Andy. Sing it with me. Right and Tindana, right and Tindanur in Andy.
Oh! Great stuff, Michael. Wonderful. We're raising the spirits, literally and figuratively, already. Okay, our next singer is Mr. Pete Shepard. I did send him a message, though I'm not sure if he saw it, but Pete's a pro. I'm sure he'll be able to manage. Pete, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept it.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
What happened, Pete, was I sent you the message and then I saw you leave your chair and walk out of the room. So I wasn't sure if that was just at the request of singing. You just decided to leave, but we have you now anyway.
I was being doubtful about it, but in fact I couldn't get the video started, so I had to close the computer down and start again. But anyway, anyway, there we go. I thought I'd sing this song, which I heard in Canada many years ago. I'm sure it's a song that's probably known this side of the water. I've seen it in the Greg Duncan collection, but I've never heard it sung over here. Anyway, I got this from a man that worked in the woods of Newfoundland, in New Brunswick, I mean. Oh, excuse me. Oh, the first young man, he come courting me. I have no doubt that he loved me. With his false heart and his flattering tongue, he was the first to entice me when I was young. Oh, the first 6 months, oh, his love proved kind. And then at last he changed his mind, saying, my parents call and I must obey. So it's farewell, love, for I am bound away. Oh, must I stay bound, love, while you go free? Must I love one who don't love me? Or must I play the childish part and love the one who has broke my heart? Oh, I will hold you fast and I'll not let you go, for you are mine by rights, you know. Just recall those vows that you made to me when the bright sun arose upon yon green valley. It was on yon green, love, where we sat down, where all those small birds went a-fluttering round, changing their notes from tree to tree, where the bright sun arose upon yon green valley. Oh, I will sing one song, and I will sing no more, since the one has gone that I adore. He changed his mind like the wavering wind, and I'll depend no more upon false mankind. He changed his mind like the wavering wind, and I'll depend no more upon false mankind. Thank you.
Wise words. We can't depend any more on false mankind. I couldn't agree more. Okay, Fantamid in Albin. We're going to stay in Scotland and head over to my good friend Elaine. Well, I say my good friend. I only met her through these sessions, but she feels like a good friend already. I'm going to unmute you, Elaine. Well, I'm going to ask to, and you have to accept it. Oh
Hi.
dear, sorry. I've just seen Elaine has actually asked to wait a few songs. Elaine, should we come back to you?
Yeah, please, if you don't mind.
No problem. So my apologies about that. Okay, well, what you've done is you'll have to deal with the wrath of Virginia Blankenhorn, because she was due to go next, and you've now pushed her up the list. So I know she has a formidable temper now, but we'll have to see. Okay, Virginia, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept. We have you, Virginia Cahultu.
Tommy Carkilior, Stuane.
Fiberbe.
Yeah, right. Well, do you remember Yehil here? I thought I was tuning into a concert. David told me this was a concert and we were going to hear from, Nell Ní Chróinín, and I'm delighted to know that we will. But I wasn't thinking about singing myself. Anyway, I'll have a go. for those of you who don't speak Irish, this is one of the few child ballads that made it over into the Irish language. And like almost everything I know, I learned it from Joe Heaney when I was working on the Joe Heaney website a few years ago. And, you know, that's where my repertoire comes from. Lord Randall.
Perfect.
Ceir tú óhaidin éir háiríneó. Ceir tú óhaidin a flúir na bharó. O fiaches fáiléró, o cari molapom, mar tá me tíne fómachrí, agus beide go Jojo. Scair dich tú de dhíine iráríneó. Scair dich tú de dhíine a flúir na bharó. O ascan ranú bere new winter brútear sta me tíne fómachrí agus beide go Jojo. Scair agus tú ag dúr hár airáríneó. Scair agus tú ag dúr hár a flúir na bharó. O achilson stablege sin is malarege. Tá me tíne fómachrí agus beide go Jojo. Scair agus tú ag dathir iráríneó. Scair agus tú ag dúr a flúir na bharó. O chuir mórún geige sin is mudraige. Sta me tíne fómachrí agus leigi om lai. Scair agus tú ag de bhal na fósta airáíneó. Scair agus tú ag de bhal na fósta a flúir na bharó. O itram marú eke na flash vedúntere. Tá me tíne fómachrí agus leigi om lai. Scared agus tú goharin iraharinyo. Scared agus tú goharin a fluid of battle. O da bakil sul brach ek je daking krik ratsek je. Maar tametsin je famachri agus bij de good Joe.
Wonderful stuff. Fair fad. Veg Joe an Rud Lashin. Doubt Erbe. Okay, we got a comment in the Facebook feed if we could potentially hear some of the more younger singers in the room. Now, it just so happens that the person who sent in the comment surname was Morley, and the next singer's surname is also Morley. So I wonder if there's some foul play here, but who knows? Who knows? I shan't speculate. Dara Morley is going to sing next to Young Man. I don't believe I've heard from yet, but happy to have him nonetheless. Dara, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept. Dara, are you well?
Yeah, fine.
Great name, by the way, just by the by.
Yeah.
Have you a song in you?
Yeah, I just think so. It's a video ni hoya to dog mo krichrota. Scared you are in the hollow. Friad larmo chri, Donnig ite farina, let even cunoidog. Isgadog to Barbara, Royal Mosfear. Nell Ní Chróinín. Non yado costina tolia. No blubuna norna. Music falls on the right. Oh, shoot more beautiful rosa. Nisril shelebro. Bilin malana holo. Nog naar of claim is buche das ook mee dat real hono posta sen ibune obiome molavai me movien ach it's a story. Din regos birumsa, Kyon nog tentonog, warring grimslio. Is tershok is brono, achahim shandonog. Mohata moganom. Megos Neil go throne, Smegor Kirna Pohira, Namien Mohasa goal on. See far Ella Posta is Connie Bellum.
That was wonderful, Dara. Thanks so much for being with us. Where are you based, Dara?
Mayo.
Mayo. Well, wonderful to connect with you in this form or another. And matatu ever in Mloclia to falter out the event shop. Okay, we're going to move over now to Alice Farrell Perlman. I did attempt to notify her, but I'm not sure if she saw it. But she's ready for a song anytime I ask. Alice, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, thanks, Dara, so much for asking me. God, to follow that, Dara, that was absolutely incredible. But this is a short one, and I want to send it out for my friend Jimmy Zhivago, whose birthday would have been today. I will walk beside you through the world today, as dreams and songs and flowers bless your way. I'll look into your eyes and hold your hand. I will walk beside you through the golden land. I will walk beside you through the world tonight, beneath the starry skies ablaze with the light. Within your soul, love's tender words I'll hide. I will walk beside you through the eventide. I will walk beside you through the passing years, through days of joy and sunshine, pain and tears. And when that great call comes and sunset gleams, I will walk beside you to the land of dreams. Sinead.
Lovely, Alice. Thanks so much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, now we are going to move back to Bonnie, Scotland, to Elaine. Oh, I'm going to unmute you. Elaine, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Well, the song, I sang a song last night called Johnny Lad, which I learned at the same time as this song. And it was a very, the voice of a young woman madly in love with her beautiful Johnny Lad. And this song, I feel they're a few years down the line. And life's taken its toll a wee bit. But there's still love and hope in there. So this is Johnny, my man. Oh, Johnny, my man, do you know think horizon? The day is well spent and the night's coming on. Your cellars are gone and the jail stoop is empty. Oh, rise up, my Johnny, and come away. The bairnies at hame are howling and greeting, nae meal in the barrel to fill their wee wimes. You sit there drinking and leave me lamenting. Oh, rise up, my Johnny, and come away. Was that at the door that speaking sae kindly, the voice o' my ain wife, her Maggie by name? Come here to me, lassie, and sit down aside me. Now rise up, my Johnny, and come away. Oh, Johnny, my man, do you mind o' the courtin'? No tavern nor alehouse e'er troubled your mind. We spent the long days mid the sweet smell of roses, and ne'er gied a thought to gone away. I will day a mind the times that you speak o', But the days are gone and will not back again. Let's think o' the present and try for to mend it. So gi's your hand, Maggie, and I'll awa hame. And Johnny rose up and banged the door open, saying, "Cuss to the alehouse that e'er let me in, and wait to the whiskey that has me gey thirsty. Say fare ye well, whiskey, for I'm awa hame." Thank you.
Oh, lovely stuff, Elaine. Where does that come from?
I don't. It was a Jean Redpath. I heard sing it, so I got it from her. But other than that, I haven't got much information.
No better woman. Thanks so much, Elaine. Okay, I got a little bit worried there looking at the demographic of singers that Dublin was getting a bit neglected. So I've enlisted in the help of Tom Finn to redress the balance, because I know that's what you all care about here, is making sure you hear enough Dublin singers. So Tom, I'm gonna ask to unmute you, and you can accept if you so wish. How are you, Tom?
I'm good to go. Right, one of the things that's happening at the moment over here in Galway is the Galway races, and the Galway races have been on the go since 1869 continuously, so that's 151 years, and despite COVID, it went ahead this year, despite the fact that they couldn't allow anybody in to watch the races, but the races are still going ahead. They started on Monday and they'll carry on till tomorrow. They finish up tomorrow. So I'm going to sing a song called The Galway Races, which was written way back in the day, around the time when the Galway races first began. And it kind of describes the scenes a bit back in those days. As I rode out through Galway town to seek for recreation, on the 17th of August, me mind being elevated, there were multitudes assembled with their tickets at the station, and me eyes began to dazzle, and I'm going to see the races with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. There were passengers from Limerick and passengers from Neenah, passengers from Dublin and sportsmen from Tipperary, passengers from Kerry and all quarters of the nation. And I remember Mr. Hardy for to join the Galway Blazers with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. There were multitudes from Arran and members from New Quayshore, the boys from Connemara and the Clare and married maidens, people from Cork City who were loyal, true and faithful. They brought home the Fenian prisoners from dying in foreign nations with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. And it's there you'll see confectioners with sugar sticks and dainties, lozenges and oranges and lemonade and raisins, gingerbread and spices to accommodate the ladies, and a big crubeen for threepence to be sucking while you're able with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. And it's there you'll see the gamblers, the thimbles and the garters, and the sporting wheel of fortune with the 24 quarters. There were others, shouting, there were others, oh God.
So others from Cork City?
Oh, the brothers without scruple pelting wattles at poor Maggie, and our daddy well contented to be gawking at his daughter with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. And it's there you'll see the pipers and the fiddlers competing, the nimble-footed dancers and they tripping o'er the daisies. There were others shouting cigars and lights and bills for all the races, with the colours of the jockey and the price and horses' ages with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. And it's there you'll see the jockeys, and they mounted on so stately, the pink, the blue, the orange and green, the emblem of our nation. When the bell was rung for starting, all the horses seemed impatient. I thought they never stood on ground, their speed was so amazing. With me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. There was 500,000 people there of all denominations, the Catholic, the Protestant, the Jew and Presbyterian. There was yet no animosity, no matter what persuasion, but falchion hospitality, inducing fresh acquaintance with me whack. Fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. Oh, with me whack, fall the do, fall the diddery idle day. Shinna will.
Wow, mighty stuff, Tom. Yet no animosity, no matter what persuasion. Words to live by, I think, in the present day. We would all agree. Brilliant stuff. Okay, going to move over now to Ms. Annie Hughes. Annie, are you there? Are you there? Can we hear you? Oh dear, I can't quite hear you, Annie. I had you for a second there.
Yeah, and it's...
Oh, we have you now. Yeah.
Yeah? Oh,
Yes.
I wonder something going on. Right?
Yeah, we have you. We have you. Squeal amake.
Deadly. Right. Well, I'm going to follow on with the trend of Dubliners singing about other counties. I'm going to do the streams of Bunclody, singing about Wexford.
Perfect.
Oh, where I at the moss house, where the birds do increase, by the foot of Mount Leinster, or some silent place, by the streams of Bunclody, where all pleasures do meet, and all I would ask is one kiss from you, sweet. The streams of Bunclody, they flow down so free. By the streams of Bunclody, I am longing to be. Drinking strong liquor in the height of my cheer. Here's a health to Bunclody and the lass I loved dear. The cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She sings as she flies. She brings us good tidings and tells us no lies. She sucks the young bird's egg for to make her voice clear. And the more she cries cuckoo, the summer is near. 'Tis why my love left me, as you may understand. For 'tis she has a freehold, and I have no land. She has great store of riches, and a large sum of gold. Next part. Of gold. I'll move on to the next one. So farewell, my dear father and mother, adieu. My sister and brother, farewell unto you. I am bound for America, my fortune to try. When I think on Bunclody, Now I'm ready to die. Sinead. Sorry, I forgot a bit.
Not a bother on you, Annie. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, we're going to move over to our good pal in Portland, Oregon, Mr. David Ingerson. David, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you should accept. We have you. David, are you well?
Thank you. Yeah.
And
Delighted.
a song, more importantly.
Of course. Delighted to be here, too. This is a relatively newly composed song by Breege Murphy, who kindly gave me permission to alter the last chorus just a little so that it matches our current situation. It's about the rising in 1798, but is so perfect for right now. Lappin the blacksmith. 'Twas the year before the rising in 1798, when Lappin the blacksmith befell his sad fate. Tortured and slain by the crown's cruel hand for the forging of pikes in defense of his land. And the neighbors they met by the old market stone, where they pieced out their linen, their plans to disguise. But the crown's Captain Farnan, he maintained her vile ways, with the promise of silver to sweeten his spies. And it's cold blow the winds o'er Glenjesha, bitter the legacy born, and sad are the days lie before us. Our brave Thomas Lappin is gone. The yeomen, they came in the dead of the night. Farnan took pride in his task. They dragged out poor Lappin, and the neighbors all knelt and prayed for his soul as they passed. They tortured and flogged him, his comrades to name, and for 3 days their blows he defied. His screams from the barracks in Belmont rang out. At the end of the 4th day he died. And it's cold blow the winds o'er Glenjesha, bitter the legacy born. Sad are the days lie before us. Our brave Thomas Lappin is gone. And the people despaired that their cause it was lost, as they laid him by Erney's sweet stream. But But the blacksmith of Lappin, his spirit lived on, and forged hard in the people who stood by his dream, that all women and men have a right to be free, in spite of nation, of color, or of creed. Each woman and man as all equals should be. When you cut down the flower, you will scatter the seed, and the winds are ever blowing o'er Glenjesha. But hope is now the legacy that's born, and contentious are the days lie before us. But the spirit of Thomas Lappin lives on. The seeds of Lappin's flower are scattered and sown. There you are.
Mighty stuff. Beautiful rendition, David. Gorgeous. Okay, we are going to move to County Fermanagh now to hear from our good friend Rosie Stewart. Rosie, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and if you'll kindly accept. We have you. Rosie, are you well?
No bother, I'm the very best, McDonagh. Great to be here, indeed.
Yes,
am I good to go, yeah?
You are indeed, please, in your own time.
Okay. No. As I went out to walk one evening in June, to view the green fields and the meadows in bloom, the fields and the young branches were all clad in green, and the birds in the bushes merrily did sing. Was there ever two lovers as happy as we, as me and my Floro, and I will go to my Floro, and this I will say. When will we be married? A love mention the day. Oh, well, indeed, then, a noble shepherd, my time has not come to marry, kind sir, I am far too young. I will go to my service until I get wise, and then we'll be married, a young Floro replied. So according to promise, to her service she went, to wait on a lady, it was her content. To wait on a lady, a rich lady gay. So they dressed up a young Floro in costly array. When the 6 months was over, all over and gone, I wrote my love a letter for to know her mind. But the answer she gave me, she was contented in life. and she'd rather stay single than be any man's wife. When I read these a few lines, it caused me to smart, to think that the young Flora and I had to part. To think that a young Flora could prove so unkind. Like an unconstant lover, she has altered her mind. Once my two cheeks were as red as the rose, but now they're as pale as the lily that blows. Like a rose in the garden, all faded and wan. See what I have again for the loving of a one. Shane.
Smashing stuff, Rosie. Thank you so much. How's all up that way?
Up here? Jeez,
Yeah.
no the bad. Not a bother. Missing the singing, of course, and missing all my friends. But it's nice to join in on something like this here and see your lovely faces and listen to your lovely voices.
Oh, thanks so much, Rosie. You're welcome anytime. Okay, well, we're going to move rather interestingly now from the town of Belcoo to a man in Milwaukee who's going to sing a song on Bunan Bui, which is set just outside of Belcoo on the Loch Macnain. David Braun, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept my unmuting. We have you. David, how are you?
There we go. Actually, I spent a lot of time in Milwaukee, but I'm in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And great singing tonight. And I'm really thankful to young Dara and Virginia for breaking the ice on singing Oscoilega, because I'd like to sing a song called An Bunan Bui, which I learned this particular version from a book and a CD by Padre Jean Ullahan from South Armagh. And if you're not familiar with the Bunan Bui is the yellow bittern, and it's a rather extinct bird in Ireland now. And rather than bore you, I'll get into the singing. If you want to hear the English, look up the poem by Seamus Heaney. It's an excellent version in English. So I'll give it a try here. Awanan we shemalendali is the crow shinta in neshtachren. Hanaspa bi atiwalji. The dog the lihu ver huldachen is maselam hen nas gross na tree to vedeli lagorlam not yarn to chin dali is tear Nar har na fin na ishkapol. Damo chansa chin snil haracham. Or jiri along dam privilege to. Maharja krin ganach ganren. Not nien and shietjen no faskadu. Da velin brin nahi a shirhorchgrin. Is fachilam da hora karna. Amrbe anchikele, vein hen cyber, achlach me de rein, a wietna. Chani het wern jenli, a ta me geitni, an lan an hershach nu han chorlas. Ach banan hui havilan de cri, is casul hen heien ossisana. Ik shake a shiri go nachi, is jartar gamin er no shimsha. Chanelan yor da win, knock liggen shias, heist the gawinsa Boston town. Sheitir mostorum stadu den ol, no nach mein hanshak shall begar. Up dort me leger ar si shifre, isker fujama hilsa an jakudor. Na fekin shve, na fiepon re, a hui nye dum tarter bol. Is a chwarseni hle, hoch a gimar meil, or an wien shivrain, in yai Permita Maggie.
Gallant ar fad, David. Thanks so much for that. Really, really lovely singing. Okay. Excuse me, I've meant to mute David. I muted myself. Well, ladies and gents, the time has come for our e-specialte. I do recall we invited Nell Ní Chróinín up to the cobblestone 3 or 4 years ago now. And just as I was going to introduce her, I began to list off her various achievements and I saw her face go bright red. So I'm not going to do that this evening. She is a woman that needs absolutely no introduction. Ladies and gents, will you please Curgi Fáilte War Riv Nell Ní Chróinín.
Oh. Hello. Consantis. Curvina Maggot. Will I drive on?
In your own time now.
Right. So it's great. I'm delighted. Cur Kishram Vehensa Nacht. Agus Sam Buntana Hana Basna Haran Agus Vegation Ladina. Agus Vehab Ladina Ishkent. So it was no my like count. Ní chanim really rove in a cé, but sure dúirt go in crí last nacht. Sé seo óchil, and this song, it appeared in the Bunting collection in the 1840s, so 4 years old, and I got it. I suppose it would normally be sung down around Gaeltacht na Rinne, down in Rhine. So I heard loads of different singers singing this song, Nicholas Tobin, Anne Mulqueen and Kirana Galvan, I suppose. So I'm going to make sure that's couple of verses. Madin daunig smedal gochel da kasug noig van aram setli vi skal leken rosi is bavine glor nan kjol she the lagus malafar bright lemortas agus dearest pogin stop is gan fist of nosa ag band he. Sham alavgat na film sheposta is gerbuch me og gannet of me så da drill falumse har nashke da yo fa omos mar yo banti ring hai kal kape gart gorart gona kloke gus kapishin Bach Shepard ramging den den vjorig is the land bol eg taringt di Nilau na chwerfia go agus ochel Sneelegen vrancha gom filderish Margmach of winter evaragwadam Snavahin forin tom chargel Laner shiadnien megorda Ach shuadam an voher de lovesti is kalin skat meta shuadna borig Largolas erchapachin Caragos. God, this is so ash. This is so weird. Really magus. Lanimé Urbanish when my last county's Tapula in Orsha, so a faster one, and Ta Corfa Lesha, so you can sing it out. I won't be able to hear you, but I'll be watching to see who's singing. So Seo Ceann Galdamis o Nell Ní Chróinín, the great Nell Ní Chróinín, was my singing teacher when I was growing up. A fantastic singer, and she's done a lot for the singing tradition in the Musgri Gaeltacht among the younger generation. So Shesha on Kosher, and it tells the story of this family, I suppose, of travellers that were kind of travelling around from place to place and having a great time. Until one day a priest met them on the road, and he didn't agree with the lifestyle they were living, and he advised them to settle down and to build a house and build a stable for their horse, and to stop living this life on the road. But they didn't listen to him anyway, and they carried on. So Sheshahan Kosher. Da gluishin balach beag tostelach is partina rasteler chordeka a deary glanach an kosherich an liedach in a stardiv a hachte vale tree over tersk is partina rasteler chordeka de hitte ganere hoiner likke geschudig het lande de fane Some tidy diddle dum, some tidy diddle dum, some tidy diddle dum, some tidy diddle arrow. The buile was a good Crichton son or a bee and Canagan toinike. Is dirt tam cracht a good oletion is can brens a valach and lach. The buile was a good olach dove is dirt tam cracht a good oletion. Chwyrd yn astur y haimyn ish gan chwgan anim gan airach. Sun tidy iddle dum, sun tidy iddle dum. Sun tidy iddle dum, sun tidy iddle arrow. The before man nassel mar hjolle kages streder fraskata all mar funch. Ra ig bak ig lem orte shannes nach arvien tidy in narde. De vi skile lach mar chokere kages fjorne gauw radig dar os der ver. Gavai fui balle droiter ve o ver in de krekken le rahe. Some tidy iddle dum, some tidy iddle dum. Some tidy iddle dum, some tidy iddle arrow. The glushen rasser hjoge moch is neer af kappel na koster ka. Ach va her aga composter is hier de dalge kielarne. De vuilen sager te roden pubes doiv de vannige korok dik. Tege vallegus togig tigegus krig for kappeler stable. Some tidy iddle dum, some tidy iddle dum. Some tidy iddle dum, some tidy iddle arrow. Godine Arnie hoor dat je mis niet ogen lachen het hoornisch. Ach ten kospalagus porschelingus permit knagere landret. De lakje farms bevoerde flik niet wijd kospalen na porscheliv. Ach vijver alles voor lang bevergus pose der wollene schrijdiet. Some tidy iddle dum, some tidy iddle dum. Some tidy iddle dum, some tidy iddle arrow. Carmela Margaret, Margaret, thanks a million for singing along. I spotted you out, just in Margaret. So, but I'm still finding this is so weird. But I'm actually as around Emir Lenish Anosha. So this is a song I learned a good few years ago, and I suppose I fell in love with the melody of the song, but also with the story in the song. It's one that I got from a singer from Ballyvourner by the name of John Connell. He had a great way of singing and delivering songs, and I loved the song that he sung in particular, and it's called The Maid of Balingari, and it's a love story, I suppose. Well, a bit of a love story it is, where this man sees this lovely girl and he tries to coax her to go away with him and get married, and she tells him that she's too young, but she ends up anyway going for a drink with him, and he buys her a brandy, and suddenly she changes her mind and they go off and live happily ever after. So buena mé Lasha, and I hope you like it. Ye muses now with me combine, I crave your fine attention. It's the praises of a maid divine I am going to make no mention. For island pride rings in my mind when I approach his Annie. She's fair as I, sweet maid she is, the Maid of Balingari. sweet Maid of Balingari. But no, dear John, no, sorry, how could I go, dear John, she said, and leave these groves and valleys, and leave behind my caring friends, and they for me lamenting. Besides, my age is scarce 16. Would you impose upon me and try to ruin a maid so young, the Maid of Balingari? But willingly she did agree, and through Limerick town she walked on, into a tavern there we went, where lovers often tarry. All of it sparkled in her eyes, as sweet as sugary candy. Cupid fluttered on her lips, and they were wet with brandy. Oh, no, dear John, you have won my heart, although you being a stranger. My life and fortune I must part, to keep you from all danger. For now we're bound for Killarney town. I will gang along with Johnny, and I'll bid adieu but to a few when leaving Balingari. That's it. Gramagov. God, I don't know how the Harlands and Little Fuckle. I'm clearly out of practice that I'm forgetting the words. So, when I'm las ceann na bhain eile, ceann na bhain eile, agus seo ceann eile a gáil mís nervís a dul ar scoil, ceann na chum fear ó bhíon an ghairigh, Saoirse Sharton an tanma bhíar. So, Saoirse Sharton wrote a song about a horse that they had on the family farm, and he was living in England and he got a letter from his father to inform him that the horse had passed away, so he decided to write this little lament for the horse in memory of him. So, seo an Capelín Báin. Mach is machas shen bas hagen getraum, nor lag ter lar an prager varing vabuan, ni le far of lemnar nale boog lieven en moran, ach le larin rabien egering lady shun Capelín Báin. Inni gleden where shacha shishasel, near she pwing riv marble o gachter da bell. Tiger mo male kerk agus min a dishi Is fear bheag da chóir bhí ar crecin an chapelín bhain. Bhí céal na nach na necliste I gceann an lárín. Dana hoch sí an gafar bhí idir dra cheol is ceolbín. Fill of a raum available suas sauran. Sní verch gwener na an as an gapelín ban. Da bhí súile me gan an chun go bhílech go do. Da bhí siar lahfuil gan go le sanas ná so. Ach da dhear a bharc Cyclops nó an seach ar larug precháin. Is úrach a bíuiad seach a súlín an chapelín bhain. A cosan níor leidir cé gur tháinig budéal an nach dúir. Cho cam cna pánach gan dásach gan deiseach gan lo. Is queendom sa lán a rifslán ach an ten chos a bhain. Is baige ballach fánach an láirí an chapelín bhain. Fé ar a hir hawl de baun le harn an rast. A hachter a dúach a chur chuí le sciada an bhas. De cur a go glanta an larvacht sin deire mógan. Is siar chan is so las go bhaid anam an chapelín ban. Sinné, Romagus.
Oh, mo ie. Nell, galante ar fad. Firfa. So I don't know about all of you, but I certainly need a few minutes to recover after all of that. So what we're going to do now, folks, is take about a 5-minute break. I'll allow you to unmute yourself if you want to chat, but get yourself a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever it is. We'll be hearing more from Nell in the second half and from a few others too. See you in 5.
Merci.
What did you say?
Go to the gallery screen.
Yeah. Well, nobody else seems to be talking.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Roshi.
Hello, Shane. How you doing?
How are you?
Bye.
Nell, dat de fech call and camera. Hello, Nell. Goodbye.
Hello, Cassandra.
Goodbye, Nell. Hello.
Are they starting there?
Some great
Rosie
singing.
Stewart,
Fantastic
Stewart,
stuff.
are you still there? All right, Pete.
Yeah. Hello.
Is Rosie Stewart still there?
Yes.
She is. I can see her.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, you're there, Rosie.
It was great to hear you, Ro. Great to see you.
Oh my God.
We'll party again at the King and Queen before too long.
It's time. It's time. It's time somebody wrote a song about this Zoom.
Yeah, somebody has actually. One of the guys at the goalie has. Nell, that was lovely singing.
Yeah, super.
Gorgeous. We've never come across you before. Not singing.
You must have been hiding under a rock, Ken.
Well,
I have to say,
I'm sure I must have heard or seen of her before somewhere, but I don't remember.
Return to Camden.
Absolutely wonderful.
Early a couple of years ago.
Jesus.
He's put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've really missed some good Irish banter, all right. Cheers, Montreal.
No, the picture behind you, is that the one that's on the album?
Yeah, that's Colin Murphy's.
Gorgeous.
That's my Colin Murphy appreciation wall. They're both Colin Murphys.
But is one of them the cover of one of the albums that you sang on? Or
Oh, it is actually the Raw Bar Collective. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I thought. There you go.
Hello, Pippa.
Hello, Pippa. How are you doing?
Oh, God. We've just gone into another lockdown.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we've apparently we haven't been social distancing effectively enough, so they've
oh God.
So it's not you can still go to the pub, you just haven't got to talk to anybody.
An improvement for some.
You can't meet anybody at home, you can't meet anybody in your garden, but it's all right to go to the pub.
Yeah.
So it's a Yorkshire solution to
Someone's gone mad.
Confused you will be.
It's Boris that's confused.
Oh, right, maybe so, yes, yeah.
Very.
Yeah. So watch this space.
Yeah.
Still, we can enjoy ourselves this way.
Yeah.
Where would we be without it? Goodness me.
Goodness for these sessions.
After I heard the piece on Plus Drive about the Zoom.
Thanks very much. Yeah. It was funny having to do it all from my apartment over the phone rather than going in there. But yeah, I don't know. I think they did a good job of it. Usually you go on the radio and you never know what they'll do with what you say. Do you know what I mean? They'll put it backwards and make it sound stupid. But no, I thought they did a good job.
We're having a Zoom-free August. As far as hosting goes.
It'll do your heart some good, Ken.
I tell you, that night when we did the McCarthy's, I almost had a fit.
It worked though. It worked.
I couldn't get anybody in on the computer when I opened up.
Yeah, and then I ran up the street to knock the door, and I didn't even have the comfort. I didn't even have the comfort of going into the pub on the way back for a pint because the bloody place was closed.
Oh dear.
It still is.
I think this may be the only way we get.
It's all worked out fine in the end.
Yeah, it did. It was very good.
I think this is probably what they call a learning curve.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, God. I mean, running a session in a pub is child's play compared to Zoom.
Yeah,
Just,
have to agree, Cam. Have to agree.
Now, the only problem is that we're not going to be able to have sessions in pubs anytime soon because
no, not for a long time. No,
it's dangerous to sing. We're going to be infecting everybody. So at least
nothing will really happen until we get a vaccine. Nothing will really happen until then.
I'm afraid you're right.
Yeah, the place where we had our sing here in Queens has already told us they're too small, and he wouldn't be comfortable, most likely, with having us come back under any circumstances.
Yeah.
We can only fit. We'd only be able to fit about 5 people, 6 feet.
Exactly.
Well, the pub that we use has reopened about a week or two ago.
Very small numbers.
And they're willing to have us back as long as we stick to all the rules about.
As long as no one comes.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen. I think it's going to be. I think we're going to be zooming for a while yet.
Well, not only are we bad, for the air, but we're dangerous characters anyway.
I know. We're right. They're probably glad to see the back of us, really, aren't they?
I wouldn't trust most of you in a pub in normal times, never mind a pandemic.
You haven't met
subversive and have very bad ideas about religion and things like that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no.
Hi, you've given all those younger singers a very bad impression. That lovely lad, Dara Morley. And there's a couple of other young ones. Don't be telling them we're all badly behaved.
They need to learn nothing. They need to learn no.
Hanging out with the rough folk from the parents' generation that did it for them in the first place.
All right, folks, we'll get going again.
Yeah.
Many thanks
Okay,
for your
yeah.
patience. Let me
Right.
just mute everybody.
Oh, all right, you do it.
But I'm still here. Wonderful. So I attempted to get someone to sing the first song, and I got several refusals. So I'm going to sing the first song. That will be followed. I did ask Nora to sing the second song, but she's out of her seat. So maybe Seamus Shields, you might sing the second one unless Nora comes back. But Seamus, just be on deck there. This is a version of Bold Riley. Actually, I better turn myself down here. Okay. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Well, the rains, they're raining the whole day long. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. And them cold northwesters, they blow so strong. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. And goodbye, my sweetheart. And goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. And goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. The anchors are weighed and the sails they are set. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. And them Liverpool duties we'll never forget. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. And goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. And goodbye, my sweetheart. And goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. When I told me old father me ship had come in, Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. Well, he cried so loud that the skies joined in. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. And goodbye, my sweetheart. And goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. And goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Come on now, Mary, don't look so glum. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. Come White Stocking Day, you'll be drinking hot rum. Bold Riley, oh's gone away. And goodbye, my sweetheart. And goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. And goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear old Bold Riley, oh's gone away. Well, we're outward bound for the Bengal Bay. Bold Riley, oh, Boomerlay. Get pulling me, lads, it's a hell of a way. Bold Riley O's gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart, goodbye, my dear own. Bold Riley O, boom alay. Goodbye, my sweetheart, goodbye, my dear own. Bold Riley O's gone away. Shinawell. All right, let me get my volume sorted out here. Yes, as you can probably imagine, there's quite a difference in volume between my singing and speaking voice, so I had to do a bit of an adjustment there. Okay, I have Nora Rhodes queued up for the next song. Nora, I'm going to unmute you. How are you, Nora?
Well, thanks. Oh, wait,
And have you got a song for us?
yes. I thought I would sing Fair Annie. Yes, so I learned this from my first folk mentor, Ingerson. It's narrow, narrow, make your bed and learn to lie alone. For I'm going over the sea, fair Annie, a new bride to bring home. With her I'll get both gold and gear, with you I ne'er got none. I took you as a waif woman, I'll leave you as the same. But who will bake my bridal bread? Who will brew my bridal ale? And who will welcome my fine bride that I bring o'er the dale? Oh, I will bake your bridal bread, I'll brew your bridal ale, and I will welcome your fine bride that you bring o'er the dale. Well, she who welcomes my fine bride must go like a maiden fair, and she must lace her middle so neat and braid her yellow hair. But how can I go maiden-like when maiden I am none? For 7 sons I have borne by you, and I am with child again. She took her young son in her arms, another by the hand, and she is up to the highest tower to see them come to land. Come up, my eldest son, to look o'er yonder strand, and see your father's new made bride before they've come to land. Come down, my mother dear, come down from the castle wall, for I fear that if you long stand there, you'll let yourself down fall. So she's gone down and further down, her love's fine ship to see, the topmast and the mainmast, they shone like silver free. And she's gone down and further down, her love's ship to behold, the topmast and the mainmast, they shone like burning gold. And she's gone down and further down, and she did not fail. She met Lord Thomas and his bride as they came o'er the dale. You're welcome to your house, Thomas. You're welcome to your land. You're welcome with your new made bride that you lead by the hand. You're welcome to your home, lady. You're welcome to your hall. You're welcome to your bower, lady. For all that's here is yours. I thank thee, Annie, I thank thee, Annie, so dearly I thank thee. You're the likest to my sister, Annie, that ever I did see. There came a knight across the sea who stole my sister away. Oh, shame on him and his company, and the land wherein they stay. Then Annie served the white tables with white bread and with wine, and she drank the wan water to keep her colour fine. And she served the tables long with white bread and with brown, and she turned her round about. So fast the tears fell down. When bells were rung and mass was sung, and all were bound for bed, Lord Thomas and his new made bride to their chambers they were led. She took her harp all in her hands to harp these two to sleep, as Annie harped, as Annie sang, for sorely she did weep. Thank you.
Lovely stuff, Nora. Always a pleasure to hear you. Great stuff. Okay, we're going to move over to my good friend Seamus Shields. Seamus, can you accept my unmuting?
Yep.
We have you. How are you, Seamus?
Hi there. I'm fine, thanks.
What are you going to sing for us?
So, I'm not in Dublin, but I'm going to sing a song about an establishment in Dublin.
Finally.
The song was written in 1918, so just over 100 years ago. And hopefully the establishment has changed a wee bit since this song was written. Anyway, here we go. In Dublin's big town there are first-class hotels where they give board and lodgings to all the big swells. There's blinds on the windows and bells on the door, and a beautiful carpet laid down on the floor. But the grandest of all, and 'tis now in full swing, is a beautiful building controlled by the king. I was once there myself, and I'm able to tell that there's no digs in Dublin like the Mountjoy Hotel. I was met at the train by the porter and bus, and he took me along with a great deal of fuss. We drove through the town like a viceroy in state, and we never drew rein till we stopped at the gate. I was brought to a room where they took down my name. They asked my address and the reason I came. When I answered these questions, the clerk rang the bell. I was ordered a bath at the Mountjoy Hotel. When I got in the bath, though my blood was nigh froze, the attendant he brought me a new suit of clothes. The finish was fine, and the pattern was grand, and over them all was a beautiful brand. Then dinner was served. 'Twas a glorious feast, consisting of 5 or 6 courses at least. But the brandies and liqueurs, they made my head swell. I got drunk as a lord at the Mountjoy Hotel. The bedrooms were cosy and carefully kept. When I lay down to rest, I immediately slept. But early next morning, without by your leave, "Get up," says the boots, "here's hot water to shave." The breakfast consisted of fish, ham, and eggs, but I drained my old stirabout can to the dregs. When I asked for the bill, sure the waiter near fell. "'Tis all free, sir," said he, "in the Mountjoy Hotel." I went for a walk every day round the grounds, for the guests, as you know, must keep well within bounds. When I asked for my pipe, as I wanted a smoke, says the boss very stiff, "Do you think it's a joke?" "I'm sorry," I said, "you have taken it so, but please for a brandy and soda now go." "Bread and water," says he, "perhaps will do you as well." And I got it that week at the Mountjoy Hotel. I stopped there some months, as I couldn't well go, where all were so kind, and they treated me so, with light and attendance, and everything free, not to mention the extras and afternoon tea. At last came the day when I had to depart. I almost got sick with the joy in my heart. For with all its grand comforts, the truth I must tell, that I won't go again to the Mountjoy Hotel. Sinead?
Mighty stuff, Seamus.
That was written by a guy called Phil O'Neill, who wrote under the pseudonym Slieve Rua. So that was written in 1918. I believe Dominic, who you would know well, Dominic Bean, improved it later, as he was wont to do with quite a few songs. But that was the original song.
He was one to do that, and he was also one to claim credit for the original as well. I live about 5 minutes from said Mountjoy Hotel, and I can attest there have been about 45 hotels built in the same area since then. So maybe it just blends in with the rest. Okay, we're going to move on to Miss Assumpta Ford. Where has she gone here? Assumpta, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept my unmuting. We have
Hello,
you.
everybody.
Assumpta, how are you?
Hi. Hello. I'm a newcomer, so I'm a bit
That's allowed.
surprised to be asked to sing, but I'll give it a go anyway.
Go on.
So I'm just going to sing Fiddler's Green. As I walk by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the salt water and take the night air, I heard an old fisherman singing a song. Won't you take me away, boys? My time isn't long. Wrap me up in me oilskins and blankets. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is the place I heard tell, where the fishermen go if they don't go to hell, where the skies are all clear and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Wrap me up in me oilskins and blankets. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. When you get to the docks and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lassies there too, where the girls are all pretty and the beer it is free, and there's bottles of rum growing from every tree. Wrap me up in me oilskins and blankets. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now I don't want a harp nor a halo, not me. Just give me a breeze and a good rolling sea. I'll play me old squeeze box as we sail along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me a song. All together now. Wrap me up in me oilskins and blankets. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. It's a bit high, but
Lovely stuff, Assumpta. I've gotten to know over the years a lot of old Dublin dock workers around the area that I grew up in, and that's their favourite song to have sung at their funerals. And as the lad said once, says it's not really a docker song, it's more of a fisherman song, but we dockers are well known for robbing stuff, so there's no problem there. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to go over now to Bernie Dermody. Bernie, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and if you accept my unmuting. We have you. Bernie, how are you?
Great, Dara. Great.
And have you a song for us?
And thanks a million for sorting me out. I keep fecking up the email.
You're not alone on that one, Bernie. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm going to sing Fremantle Bay. I don't think I sang it here before. Oh, my name hasn't mattered for many's the year, I was born on the west coast of Clare. By the time I was married and had my own land, there were many who envied me there. Our home was contented, the years quickly passed. We had 4 lads to carry our name. Then one year the crop failed and the hunger set in. I was certain that I was to blame. And often I think about Doolin and my cottage a lifetime away. Though I'm chained here and bound, my heart can't be found in this prison on Fremantle Bay. It was many an evening I stood by the door and looked out where our crops used to be. But the pain deep inside, when I looked in the eyes of our children, it drove me to steam. It was raining the night that the sheriff's men came, and the judge gave his verdict next day. For the land that you've stolen, you'll have to be sent to a colony where you will stay. And often I think about Doolin and my cottage a lifetime away. Though I'm chained here and bound, my heart can't be found in this prison on Fremantle Bay. Now the sun, it beats down from a merciless sky, and the rocks they dig into our feet. For the work's very hard, and there's never a break for unfortunate men such as me. My crime costs 1 shilling and 6pence to mend, but it sent me away across the sea. And now I must live out the rest of my days in a land that means nothing to me. And often I think about Doolin and my cottage a lifetime away. Though I'm chained here and bound, my heart can't be found in this prison on Fremantle Bay. And often I think about Doolin and my cottage a lifetime away. Though I'm chained here and bound, my heart can't be found in this prison on Fremantle Bay. Sinead.
Lovely stuff, Bernie. Thanks so much again.
Thank you, Larry.
Great. Okay, Táimid chun áireann all Edmund Duffy. Edmund, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept my unmuting. We have you. Edmund, how's form?
Thanks very much. I'll sing you an I Am song for a while. In fact, I don't think I sang it before. It's the Banks of the Clyde.
Great stuff.
As I went a walking one pleasant summer's evening, down by the banks of a clear winding stream, in ambush I lay as 2 lovers were talking, and clearly the streams they did gently play. A young sailor standing by, he appeared as a stranger, and he said, "Gentle fair one, I have come from afar, so don't be offended or consider it a danger, for to walk by the side of a jolly young tar." "Well, indeed, then, kind sir, 'tis the truth I will tell you. For the clothes that you wear, they are dear to my heart. They are like my young William, whom I love so dearly, who's now crossing the ocean to some foreign clime. Well, what if your William, whom you love so dearly, is now joined in wedlock in some foreign clime? Well, if that be the truth, then, well, if that be the case, then you've lost him forever. So give me your hand, love, and say you'll be mine. Well, the flowers may decay in the cold stormy weather, but spring's gentle breezes, they will them renew. And this heart from my bosom no other will sever. So it's farewell, young man, I must bid you adieu. Well, he paused and he gazed with his eyes full of pleasure. In his former disguise he could no longer hide, till at length he exclaimed, with his full joy in the measure, "Is this my love Jane I have left on the Clyde? If 'tis Jane, look at me, for you seem not to know me." When out of his pocket a small bill he drew, saying, "Here's £50 as a token I gave you, since you by my absence you proved loyal and true. And since that kind fortune has brought us together, 'tis tomorrow, darling, I will make you my wife, and you and I together will never be parted. I will wed with my Jane on the banks of the Clyde." Chile.
Wonderful stuff, Edmund. Jeez,
Thank you.
we're very well represented this evening. We've got songs from Scotland, songs from England, songs from all over Ireland, songs from New York, from Portland, Oregon, even some from the south side of Dublin. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Okay, time now to go back to our esteemed guest, Miss Nell Ní Chróinín. Nell, I'm going to hit ask to unmute, and you should accept. Wonderful. Take it away now.
Right, Convina Magat and Magav. So Tosnome, I think like Count Macaronach. So this is a macaronic song that I got from a great singer who unfortunately passed away in the early 90s. His name is Diarmuid Mikey O'Sullivan. I'm sure a lot of you would have known him, I suppose, or would know of his singing. Fantastic singer. So Chanach Diarmuid on Taransa, and that's who I heard singing this song. Even though I never met Diarmuid myself, I'm a huge fan of his singing. And this was one of the songs he sung. It's called Bruach na Carige Baine. and it's a macaronic song, so tá sé lecha spíorla lecha gailing, and the verse asqualing, the Irish verse is directly translated in English, so I hope you should all be able to follow the story. But the song comes from around the Beara Peninsula in West Cork, so I'll give it a go. Nor Irish fair madin gmoch evad mach savor kehin chum mach stormach ri is tiach she fein gefonte mar de vi she shoot das darug is down Sadakn Martin Rosie nor rash gusi gadlulem khri she tuchi come into it honey as I rode out far to view the plains one summer's morning early, who should I spy but a pretty fair maid, and she dressed up so neatly. Her cherry cheeks and her ruby lips, her eyes that would dazzle the daisies. When I took this fair maid by the hand, she said, young man, go easy. Mar is troud or mishigo fonter mheard, mar is ma is igam horsen, is mo partry of the house of fame, gone me betain alionta. The opening fair nichter chnek ta yanning cruch nu stocking. The rinking green lat a storm of free ruach carge binen. I am a plough by the seed for to sow, and that being well known to my neighbours, 'tis many's the field that I have ploughed, and that without much labour. For I'd plough and sow both reap and mow, and I would gather it into your garden. I would sweep the floor and I'd dance with you on the banks of Carrigaline. The dying falling roid mar mochanach led kienoige da moches gam me falum gam out to fein barnum. Akliasig suase oigirlean is gluish lam fenig harsale, but was trouw mead na kwante daig overruach na karge bane. I would spread my mantle for you, young man, if 'twas only the breath of a farthing. If I thought your mind was as good as your word, 'tis you, of course, I would rather. So awake, arise, my labouring boy, and come with me in the morning, and we will plough the briny waves far, far from Carrigaline. Come on again. Really want to go? Just have to think of I'll do next one. I suppose I'll keep it lively for the next one. Tá fuileach arántí tapaig agus granúir again. He's in Moosgree. So bun mar trílas ceannach san. Bun mar trílas ceannach chanach ma hanahar dur darmh níor chola riamh é á chana but chanach taigín an taransa Sean sa ríiste lehar. So the song, the title of this song translates to Sean and his leather trousers, and it's a song all about Sean and his leather trousers, I suppose, kind of making a mockery. But he ended up getting a woman anyway out of it, so he's happy out. So there's a curveball with this one too, so you can sing along. Nor vise dus ma hels me gairi swissem lanav vi arm gan ga chenge bu me shepatan chane. Nor vise dals ne del gwev ding mas ne varev sni vorgum fene yek son pare machen reike son terre lere ladi Terrellerele, Sean's a risha lahar. Vi arm cluddasse, the ginulderinu marcus, Cassogin kante bredegus, brogin welach smarre. Stocky Douglas querach, Vestin glegal planin, Hattin ishel quack, Kergush gelb de risha lahar. Sun terrellerele, sun terrellereladi, terrellerele, Sean's a rischte lahar. The vise lare noch smedil cautious banav, the casa gurrum lady, she can the hulis crackers. The ridgin on Goodloo is the hogshin veiled up bonnet, is Hershey's in the soul, is shape Maurice de lahar. Sun terrellerele, sun terrellereladi, terrellerele, Sean's Maurice de lahar. Glosha hahar is a maher, aller barefoot of a Forug misches mare diggen tarne go lande. Nor gagum mare night in the chummergedium sagert is for a spalle start de warme vieste lahar. Sun terrellerele, sun terrellereladi, terrellerele, Sean's a vieste lahar. Nor vine fokkel right gushing tachte vale, the roge harer liverum aiskele nart kanne. Durche fente var damelo starten parkish, na vachen argebrach I achshane viste lacher, sun terrellerele, sun terrellereladi, ja terrellerele, Sean's a rischte lahar. Rocket. Reveal Rocket. What do I do now? I suppose to make maul better, to make maul in Russia. Can Garrett. And Shotgun Hanagum Lefada. I've been singing this song a long time too. Another one that I learned from Diarmidine Mikey's singing. A song called Ballyvourne, which is a little village in Mooscree, in the Mooscree Gaeltacht where I'm from. And it's just in praise of the area and how lovely it is. And yeah, so I tried. It's called Ballyvourne. Tref shechas shal goherach mask mohel the silver soft gan sim glass nagur sin telsha achrach winten achran August gan Israel the Malguchish for Canis Cluer for Dean Shefal is in he reged faster on the war Luson the Is bright aber geknicks schläte sei lang ferver gaf madin joig gavul fuem gaf kashe egshni goheska gashashid Is bright queen na gwan nirach a faskelian ver mask gachlaun gavain an shnach ska histianaun Andredig Jarhof on the brooks and Grauer. Ta Ballyvourne gefarsing feilach rear time to the tro. Gobble graar lasse egri gachenge rogbar ni da bakish fos bian trial and the sloite harat the bird never Achim pim faste erop net nefe be Marian scaring peat niam. Corrino Haggis. Cormac Glare. I think William can count on any enough. Yeah, I'll go here. So didn't make a lot of the key meet from the start. Yeah. But just a rather than I'm just my way to go to Macdara agus lesson Seamus in his art centre. Agus liver fat. It's great to get my fix of singers and songs, and it's great. Something I've been missing a lot during this lockdown. But when I trilas Arish Canella, this is a nice lively one. Some of you might know it, and if you do, sing along. Shrekelnachum Don Lomaline. He was wrote loads of great songs. The Pucker Bulla was another one of the songs that he composed. And this one is called Na Táiliúirí. And it tells the story of three tailors that met in a pub one evening. And they started arguing about which one of them was the better tailor. And they all started, boasting about what they were good at, what qualities they were best at. So there was the tailor with the big nose, the tailor with the big feet, and the angry or the cross tailor, who was from Killarney. Of course, the Kerry man would have to be the cross man. But anyway, in the finish, they ended up just having a fight, and the barman had to come out and try and separate them from one another. So I'll try that one. Tran hon de sarvins mestig dig oil sa chuinge go shaskar is piuntas machar. The honeycomb gastras the leader all. A deal is a glechar na cartiv. Snahidi merachan calcus is soer is searing smooth all the vi bartig and roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Is talerne below hilarne. Fi den her car lavel is den the co August in the bohin and amish gomor. The leader Ines nur red fu han tall. Ferhand kjoke the bultemar halor. Snahidi merachan kalkes is where is searing smooth all the vi bartigan roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Is talerne below hilarne. The lauren far crean the shentish choroch. Da vettich shed in the shulremish sarod. Gagerach shekleros megin gebrog. Gan farken af erogerahim. Snahidi merachan kalkes is where is searing smooth all the vi bartigan roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Gus talerne below hilarne. Nigeranter turinne de lauren far og acher halleri iltenil masser de hort. Moreviking igen going at den nach chlo. Chorinkel her den fashion is Danny. Snahidi merachan kalkes is soer is searing smooth all the vi bartigan roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Gus talerne below hilarne. The lauren far bulle is funne na lar. Eishtiga shashin na laurit ni små. Moreviking igen going and or reven far og. Chorinkel her a hasoch gabase. Snahidi merachan kalkes is where is searing smooth all the vi bartigan roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Gus talerne below hilarne. Sarellamsen glenne vigums all the boilen far bulele planken far og. Den nidan dem launtrach titum den mord. Is the man her bullen far tarne. Stahidi merachan kalkes is where is searing smooth all the vi bartigan roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Is talerne below hilarne. Dairi som hasse van rating daar no achta weet me goed ser vis lande ilron. Kikken tande vi gairi dem hoin. Sumela regne strakke is garde. Snahidi merachan kalkes is soer is searing smooth all the vi bartigan roar. Talerne ginkigus talerne group. Agus talerne below hilarne.
Oh, moie. Furfa fad and Nell, and I'm really because thanks so much, Nell, for just a wonderful evening of singing two sets there. No, I was so transfixed. I had lost count. I thought you were one song short, but you weren't. You did your 20 minutes. Thanks so much for being with us, Nell. We genuinely appreciate it. There were a few people asking there where they might find CDs. I believe you've only recorded with Donu and with the Raw Bars. Am I right in saying that?
You are right in saying that, yeah.
So Raw Bar Collective and Donu is where you'll find CDs of Nell singing. She's yet to release a solo CD. I think she's the only singer who's gotten as far as she has without recording a solo CD. Only a singer that good could traverse the plains like that without a CD. Wonderful, wonderful singing, Nell. Thanks so much for being with us. Okay, we have just about a half an hour left, folks, so we'll do our best to get to as many of you as possible is left over, but inevitably we will leave people out. If you are one such person, next month, please come back and let us know, and we will do our best to prioritize you. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask Angie to sing a song. I'll have to ask to unmute and she has to accept. Angie, do we have you? We do. Angie, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Wasn't that wonderful?
Oh, geez, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just lovely. Yeah.
And have you got a song for us?
Well, I feel quite humbled after all that, but here's a bit of Irish from a Brummie accent, if that's okay for everybody.
Perfect.
Okay. I would I were on yonder hill, 'tis there I'd sit and cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Escadatu avon slan, shul arun, shul go sukkari, shul go kyun, shul go dares agus elam. Escadatu avon slan. They say my love has gone to France, for his fortunes to advance. But will he come back? 'Tis but a chance. Escadatu avon slan. Shul arun, shul go sukkari, shul go kyun, shul go da agus elilam. Escadatu avon slan. I would sell my rock, I would sell my reel, I'd sell my only spinning wheel to buy my love a suit of steel. Escadatu avon slan. Shul arun, shul go sukkari, shul go kyun, shul go dares agus elam. Escadatu avon slan. I would dye my petticoat a dyed red, and all the world I'd beg for bread, until my parents wished me dead. Escadatu avon slan. Shul arun, shul go sukkari, shul go kyun, shul go dares agus elilam. Escadatu avon
Lovely, Angie. Thanks so much for being with us. Even with the Brummie accent, I think it was a bang up job, if I say so myself. Okay, we're going to move over now to David Murphy. I'll ask to unmute, and they have to accept. Aha, David, are you there?
I am indeed. I am.
Great to have you.
Give it a go anyway. I hope the song will be good to me. So, oh, I do, lovely Erin, I am now going far to leave you. Peace be on your daisy clan hills. In wild foreign lands I will constantly praise you, and I'll sing of your perfections and your sweet winding vale. You're the fairest in the north, from all dangers I would hope to be with you now, and I'll pray for my heart. A poor convict I'll go, I'll teach strangers to hail it as the flower of you, lovely Erin green. Oh, it was not for murder that I received my sentence, for I ardently loved all mankind. From the naked I clothed, I received an acquaintance of friendship most sincere and sublime. When my enemies assailed me, no dagger did I draw, it was their foul temper with a smile I did subdue. Born from Balingari, I sail away, and my thoughts I held in view with my darling, my lovely Erin green. Oh, Belfast is the harbour for talent and treasure. May peace and contentment with you dwell. You're the fairest in the north, for something and treasure, and may all of you there fare thee well. For although the cruel ocean between us does roll, my heart it shall be as true as the needle to the pole. A poor convict I'll remain, with my future sliding from me, far away from you, lovely Erin.
Mighty stuff, David. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, we're going to move over now to Anya. Anya is a dear friend of mine who I would often see in the night before Larry gets stretched in Dublin, but as you all know, that hasn't been happening for a few months, but great to hear her here nonetheless. Anya, I'm going to ask to unmute you, and you have to accept.
All right.
We have you.
Great. Hi.
Are you well?
Yeah, it's good to see you all again. I'm still over here in the southeast of the States in North Carolina, so it's great to see all you Irish folks again and hear you. I'm going to sing The North Country Maid or The Oak and the Ash today. A north country made up from London is straight, although with her nature it did not agree. So she wept and she sighed, and bitterly she cried, how I wish once again in the north I could be. For the oak and the ash and the bonny ivy tree, they flourish and grow in my north country. While sadly I roam, I regret my dear home, where the lads and the lassies are making the hay, where the birds sweetly sing and the merry bells do ring, and the maidens and meadows are pleasant and gay. For the oak and the ash and the bonny ivy tree, they flourish at home in my north country. No doubt, if I please, I could marry with ease, where maidens are fair, many lovers will come. But they that are wed must be north country bred, and carry me back to my north country. For the oak and the ash and the bonny ivy tree, they flourish and grow in my north country. Sinead. Cheers.
Lovely, Anya. Great to hear you again. And please God, we'll get a session in Dublin before the world ends at some stage.
That would be great. So I'm sure it is.
Great stuff. Okay, I've asked my dear friend Nell Ní Chróinín to sing the next song. Maura, I'm going to ask to mute you and you have to accept.
And I have done so. Hang on, wait till I find my camera.
No problem.
There you go. Although I think possibly the icon is a bit of an improvement, but anyway, I don't know if the lighting is too good here this evening.
Not touching.
Okay, and I'm not in brilliant voice, so apologies in advance for that. And let me see. And I'm having a quick think about what I might sing. And I think I know what I'm going to sing. Of course, if I could see a bloody thing, I'd be doing great here. Hang on a second. Sorry. You'd think now I'd know better, wouldn't you? Right, let's try this and see what happens. Thrown on in the knock, that's 7 notes too high. Thrown on in the knock again, and we're going to try somewhere in the middle. Sorry, folks. Thrown on in the knock again, okay, this is why I wasn't going to sing today.
Take your time, Maura. Take your time.
Okay,
We've all the time.
I am doing a bit of a Frank Hart on it here, but anyway.
No better man.
That might be okay. Thrown on in the knock again, time sham khalas nadu sharmay shayar guslan hai unspare van mashu time شم خلاص نداشتم Bavakulok perlok trimrach barachles Akaranot krevak Etitim leir valuchre Si ekov nasai Trim have the kalak Time shem khalas nadushtar Sis mo v'chalok atogok kanasok Time shem khalas nadushtar Toch lefernat anon har farige Time shem khalas nadushtar Gavekadam vagamakar hasani Amerangrim Siadaror Brander Duin Kan Shivam Naradanam on Madelo Time shem khalas nadushtar Esmach wicked chlam Agahir ha-kayim Time shem khalas nadushtar Eska karig nileha Ravray magas kyanasa Time shem khalas nadushtar Gavaking ma winter edaldina farin Es laut na bruna Narliokon majerin Nakonan satirsha Nachdien doin nishkak Time shem khalas nadushtar Come on, Kate.
Oh, lovely. Tom Widget in our gullah Haitian. That was absolutely, absolutely lovely, Maura.
That wasn't actually the plan, but
anyway. Okay, so we just have time for a few more, guys, unfortunately. Next up, we're going to have Gavin Byrne, then Megan Messenger, and then I'm going to ask Pippa Noble to give us the last song. Once again, folks, if we didn't get to you, it's nothing personal. Please come back next month, make us aware of this fact, and we will prioritize you. Gavin Byrne, we have you. How are you, Gavin?
Good evening. It's lovely to join you here this evening. I'll try a song called The Bogs of Shanahever. I learned from the singing of Paddy Joyce.
Gorgeous.
Mixed it with a bit of Joe Heaney and a fella called Mihal Reynolds. My youth is long past, and I am mighty dreary. In exile I am cast on the white hills of the prairie. I'm hunting the wild deer, the panther, and the beaver. But I look back with pride on the bogs of Shannakevar. Andy and Nora in their absence do get ready. By the light of the moon, go and tell Master Freddy. But tell him to prepare and to be now mighty clever. It's our last night of hunting on the bogs of Shannahevar. From the shores of Lochauna to the plains of Glenbrickin. By the light of the moon, my poor heart it was ticking. We'd have made for Letterdeen, but the land it did not favour. So we went back over the hills to the bogs of Shannakevar. Now the course it was rough, but Bruce he was long-winded. The power of every stride, oh, the hunting it was splendid. That 2-year-old hound, he was knacky, lean and clever. Oh, the next thing I saw was a death in Shannakevar. Now the day Bruce he died, oh, my coursing days were over. I knelt down and I cried like a broken-hearted lover. We took Bruce to his grave and I laid him down forever. Paid my passage to New York from the bogs of Shannakevar. In London for years they spoke of Susanna, and young Willie Ayres he would boast of Diana. But the truth for to tell, oh, there's none of them I'd favour. For with Toby I'd hold sway on the bogs of Shannakevar. Now Ireland, my land, fare thee well now and forever. There is no land on earth that I love with such great fervour. If ever she is free, I'll go back again and see her, and I'll settle down forever on the bogs of Shannakevar.
Lovely stuff, Gavin. Always good to hear from the sunny southeast. They make great strawberries and even better singers, in my opinion, at least. Thanks for being with us. Okay, we're going to hear now from Megan Messenger. Megan, I'm going to unmute you, and you have to accept my unmuting. Haha. How are you, Megan?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Great.
Good. So I'm in California. I don't know if anyone's experienced, but American audiences are not very patient. And there's a lot of times we are only supposed to sing a song with a chorus. which pulls a lot of the Irish repertoire. So I used Nell's lovely version of An Lach Bacach to sneak a chorus into this song so I can sing it more. Here we go. Let me take a piece here. In the lowlands of Cregan there lives a white hare, as swift as a swallow she flies through the air. You may travel the country, but none could compare with the pride of the Cregan, that bonny white hare. One fine summer's morning, as you may suppose, as the red golden sun o'er the green mountains rose, Barney Conway came down and did loudly declare, today I'll put an end to that Cregan white hare. Dee-idle-dum-dum, da-dee-um-da-dum-dum, dee-idle-dum-dum, da-dee-um-da-dum-dum. Barney Conway came down and did loudly declare, today I'll put an end to that Cregan white hare. We have some jolly fine sportsmen down from the convoy, from Pittsdown, Dungannon, and also the Moy. With their pedigree greyhounds they came from afar, came down to the Cregan in their fine motor car. Through the lowlands of Cregan these huntsmen did go, to search for the white hare there on high and low. Till at last Barney Conway from the bog bank so bare, cried out to the hunters, there lies the white hare. Dee-idle-dum-dum, da-dee-um-da-dum-dum, dee-idle-dum-dum, da-dee-um-da-dum-dum. Till at last Barney Conway from the bog bank so bare, cried out to the hunters, there lies the white hare. So they called in the greyhounds from off the green lea, and Barney and the hunters they shouted with glee. For there on the bog bank all gathered around, 7 men and 9 dogs did the poor hare surround. No wonder the poor puss did tremble with fear, she stood on her hind legs, she cocked her big ear. She rose on her toes and with one gallant spring, cleared over the greyhounds and broke through the ring. Dee-idle-dum-dum, dee-dum-dum-dum, dee-idle-dum-dum, dee-dum-dum-dum. She rose on her toes and with one gallant spring, cleared over the greyhounds and broke through the ring. Oh, the chase it went on was a beautiful view, as swift as the wind o'er the green mountain flew. But the pedigree greyhounds they didn't get far, they came back and went home in their fine motor car. And so to conclude and to finish my rhyme, I hope you'll excuse me for wasting your time. If there's any man out there from Carrickmore Fair, drink a jolly good health to the Cregan white hare. Dee-idle-dum-dum, dee-dum-dum-dum, dee-idle-dum-dum, dee-dum-dum-dum. If there's any man out there from Carrickmore Fair, drink a jolly good health to the Cregan white hare. Dinny, Dormahagav.
Lovely, lovely stuff, Megan, and not just great singing. It's an amazing collection of masks you have behind
Thank you.
there.
They're my boyfriend's masks. Tyler, everyone loved your masks.
Oh, hooray.
You'd be well stocked for any pandemic going into the future. Perfect.
Yes, exactly. Bringing that to work with me.
Okay. So, folks, just before I unmute Pippa to sing the last song, just want to say huge thanks to everyone for being with us. Shane from the Seamus Ennis Arts Centre posted it earlier, but maybe he'll post it again now. There's a link in the comment section here on Zoom and on YouTube and Facebook to, if you are able in these times, donate to the centre. They're falling on hard times just like everybody else. So if you haven't been too financially affected by all of this and you can spare a few bob, that'll go to supporting the arts, please consider doing so. Could we also please give another final round of applause for our wonderful guest, Nell Ní Chróinín? Look at that. Right, wonderful, wonderful stuff, folks. Well, without further ado, we will see you next month, the first Friday in September once again, and follow the Seamus Ennis Arts Centre and join their mailing list for updates on that. In the meantime, Pippa, are you there?
I am, yes, right. It's been an absolutely tremendous evening, and thanks to everybody who organises it. I really look forward to these. It's great and lovely to see so many people that I've known for a while and that I haven't known at all until just recently. So thanks everybody. So this is my finishing off song, and you've got a bit of joiny any opportunity here. So, Up and away like the dew in the morning, soaring from earth to its home in the sun. Thus would I cease from the earth and its toiling, only remembered for what I have done. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered for what I have done. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered for what I have done. Shall we be missed while others succeed us, reaping the fields we in springtime have sown? Nay, for the sower shall pass from his labours, only remembered for what he has done. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered for what he has done. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered for what he has done. Only the truth that in life we have spoken, only the seeds that on earth we have sown, these shall pass onward while we are forgotten, only remembered for what we have done. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered for what we have done. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered for what we have done. Good night, everybody.
Mighty stuff, Pippa. Folks, you have the ability to unmute yourselves if you want to unmute and say goodbye. But until next month, Slán agus Ihuwa.
Everybody.
Bye.
Slán, folks. Slán live.
Bye-bye
Slán.
Lovely night, well done.
Thanks, Nell, for the song.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dara.
See everybody.
Thanks, Nell.
Go on. Good to see you again.
Beautiful.
Bye, Elaine. Nice to see you.
Here you are.
You are the
Thanks,
Thank
Dara.
Full of snow. Remember.
Great night. See you next week. Next month.
Next month. Next month.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Peter. Bye. Lovely.